Hey everyone, I'm Raquel. I'm here to do another video. This one is particularly about dubstep. Now, I will not profess to you that I am the master of dubstep, because I am not. I only know what I've heard, and I try to imitate the sounds so it sounds like dubstep. So I'm going to show you what I've done in my mix and the sounds that I've used and how I've manipulated each of those sounds to make it sound like dubstep. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to play a little bit of the song for you first so you can hear the distinct sounds and how clear and crisp they are, along with the vocals in it. And then I'm going to break it down for you and let you hear each sound and how I've manipulated them. So without further ado, here we go.
No one's gonna stop me, 'cause I'm going all out. And I'll do it with my hands, my back, my eyes, my knees, every inch of me. If you want to, you can join me, explore with me. But don't you tell me to stop. Listen to my impulses. I'm gonna
Okay, so there's a lot of buzzing noises going on in there, which is typical of dubstep. So what I'd like to do now is break each sound down for you, because there is more than one buzzing noise going on in there. I have one pan to the left, one pan to the right, and one in the center. And then I have manipulated each sound so that they kind of flow together. So here we go. Let's get started. All right, hopefully you can see my monitor screen right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play for you just the two buzzing noises that I have going on, nothing else, so you can hear more closely what they sound like. Okay, so as you can see, there's two parametric EQs going on because, again, I have one pan to the left and one pan to the right. So I've isolated certain bands within the frequency for each sound. And as you can see, it's elevated in the mids between 100 and, I'd say, around 100. And then it kind of lowers around between 100 and 200, 300. And then it's raised again around between 400 and 600 hertz. I've got it lowered down between 1,000 and 2,000 because that's where the vocals really lie. And also again, between 200 and 500. That's where you really hear the vocals. So then I also have it raised, which is probably one of the most important pieces to dubstep in using these buzzing noises, is making sure that it's raised, that the frequency is raised between 2,000 and 5,000 hertz. So you can see that here. It's raised in those areas. So I'm going to play just for you one of them, and I'm going to start with the right side. So there's a lot of mids going on there, but also a lot of highs going on there as well. I'm going to isolate the left one for you. That one's very bassy, so I really had to bring down the bass on that one. I didn't raise it as much on the lower end, around 100. So what I did, again with that one, is raise it between the 2,000 and 5,000 hertz, and lowered it, between the 1,000 2,000 hertz for the voice. Now what we want to do is look at the automation that I did, because these sounds don't actually really sound like that. I had to manipulate them using certain tools that I have to make them go in and out and around about. Okay, so we're going to take a look at that to see how I was able to accomplish that. Okay, so hopefully you can see the screen right now. So what I have done with those two sounds is I sent them to one mixer channel where I applied a free filter. And the type that I used was a high pass, and I manipulated the frequency. And in this case, we call it an automation, because I am not manipulating it every single time I play the song. It's automatically plugged in there to move up the frequency, to adjust up and down. So this is what it looks like. So if you see, it goes down, up a little bit, down again, up, curved down, curved up, down again, up. It just keeps going up and down, up and down. And that is actually the knob going up and down, the frequency going up and down. But it just looks like this as the automation in the playlist. Okay, so again, I'm going to play this for you, and you're going to see exactly what is happening as you hear the sound. Okay? Okay, so that's the left sound. Now we're going to plug in the right sound, the right side rather, not the right sound, and solo that. Okay, so it's pretty simple enough. The process of actually knowing where to put them, how high to raise them, how low to lower them, is really based on taste, on style, and how you want the song to sound. I have this automation playing throughout the entire song pretty much. Now, there's another sound I haven't played for you, which is in the center. I want you to hear that first without the automation. So I am going to go ahead and mute the automation so we can hear it. Okay, now here's what I've done with the automation. Again, this is using a free filter, which allows me to adjust the frequencies going up and down, up and down. It's the same thing as what I showed you before. Now also what I had to do is put a mute on here as well, so that it doesn't play, that particular frequency adjustment automation doesn't continue throughout the whole song. And that's why you see this green one here. Okay, so now we're in a different section of the song, which I call the breakdown. So this part, I have taken the center bass buzzing noise, and I have applied a couple of other effects on it. Now this in FL Studio is called the effector, and what it does is it allows you to also alter the frequencies, but also the way that the sound comes out of the speakers in terms of EQing. So you can make it sound more high or more low or more in the mid-range, and you can just adjust it all. Now, this particular effect that I used in FL Studio is kind of like a voice effect. So it allows you, a voice effect, if you were to hear someone singing, it would go, oh, yeah, like that. So it's the same kind of effect that I've applied here. So you've already heard how it sounds without the free filter. So now I'm just going to play for you what it sounds like with this effect. Okay, so now I'm going to play the music all together so you can hear how it sounds in the music. Okay, so one thing I also didn't mention is that there is also an additional effect on the entire song, which in FL Studio they call it's a plugin called Gross Beat, where it kind of sounds like a DJ's messing with the sound, and you can hear that in the beginning. I'll play it again. Right there. Again, it'll come here. Right there. And it comes once more here. And then last over here. Okay, now that's a whole other lesson, working with Gross Beat, which we will not get into today. So now that you've heard the buzzing sounds in a dubstep, we also want to take a look at the beat, which is pretty simple. Dubstep has a pretty typical beat, generic, and a lot of times you can manipulate it and make it sound different at parts to accentuate certain areas of the song that are more dramatic or a climax. But for our all intents and purposes, this is how it sounds. I'm just going to mute the kick and the snare for you. And then here are the hi-hats. Okay, and then over here, towards the entrance of the chorus, I did a climax. So a lot of times you want to do a climax and make it a little more dramatic right before the change, right around the change, a transition from one part of the song to the next. So from the verse to the chorus, or from the break rather to the verse, this is what it sounds like. Okay, so there's a lot of different things that you can do with automation, a lot of different things you can do with parametric EQ, with the frequency, with the filter. Okay, so that wraps it up. I hope that you learned a lot today about how to create a dubstep and how to manipulate those buzzing sounds to change it up. Feel free to check out my other videos on YouTube. My username is Raquel Faye, also Raquel Faye Records. I have a lot of other stuff on there, songs that I've written, including this one. Singing is yours truly. So yeah, check me out. Again, I hope you learned something. I hope this was valuable for you, and we'll see you soon.
Tonight, oh.